You know, I started watching this game with this giant jug that I was going to label Habs fan tears, but every time I tried to, the Sharpie just wouldn't stay, and so I tried to write it on a piece of paper and have my friend and try to borrow my friend's tape for it. None of my friends would even respond to my request for tape. I think that should have been the first sign. So I ended up just drinking 2 Buzzballs. Anyway, the Bruins lost tonight, 3-2 in overtime against the Montreal Canadiens, ending our 10-game winning streak against the squad. Great. Welcome back to Into the Den, everybody. I am drunk. Okay. Let's get this out of the way first. Let's just all cards on the table. Let's not mince words. The only reason why we're in this game is Jeremy Swayman, and let's get this right out of the way quickly. The refs sucked in this game. The Bruins sucked in this game. Two things can be true at the same time. The Bruins, this is quite possibly the worst game that they've played all season. Screw that freaking Detroit game. This is the worst. This is the worst that the Bruins have looked all season. Oh boy, we scored 36 seconds into the game. Yeah, do something else with that. Do something else with the remaining 59 minutes and 24 seconds you have. Tonight was a grand mixture of annoyingly frustrating and boring as hell at the same time. I'm not kidding. This was boring, uninspired hockey from the Bruins, top to bottom. The only time that this team showed really any sort of fight was when Swayman got his freaking helmet ripped off by Brendan Gallagher. I don't know how that ended up not being a penalty, but and Swayman wanted to punch his lights out, which I completely understand. But you know what? That came like 50 minutes into the game. Okay, and by that point, I was already not really high on this game. But yeah, we start the first period with a goal. Oh, Charlie McAvoy in his first game back from 4-game suspension, ends up with 2 points tonight. Fantastic job from him. Not going to take anything away from him. Hampus Lindholm, though, go on LTIR, my guy. It's evident to pretty much everybody that you are not back. That you are not 100% from this broken foot that you had coming out of the freaking playoffs. That was honestly the second biggest thing that we were all focused on, and immediately afterwards, because we didn't know that Bergeron was retiring, and we didn't know that Krejci was retiring either. So what's the first thing that we focus on? In the injury report. First up is Allmark with, I think, a groin injury, which completely makes sense. And second off is Lindholm with a broken foot. And oh my god, he is still playing like he has a broken foot. Especially with how he gave up that overtime goal. Okay. But we're gonna get into that. First off, Forbort honestly had a pretty decent game, and Lauko in his return. First of all, I gotta be honest. It's so good to have Grapes back, and I know I know people are starting. I know people really like. I know Don Cherry has the nickname of Grapes, but consider this: fuck Don Cherry. Don Cherry is an asshole, and Jacob Lauko is not an asshole. And he is, and in his return, he was all right. He wasn't amazing. He wasn't terrible. He was all right. But oh my god, the refs sucked in this game. Yes, we can. Yes, I can say that the refs sucked in this game. But at the same time, not only is it an original six matchup, but it's also a Bruins versus Habs matchup. You're out of your mind if you're thinking that this game is not going to have dog shit officiating, and it killed us this game. It killed us this game. Let's talk about the Bruins goal that was not. I think what is it? I think what is it? A drive from Ian Mitchell goes off of Oscar Steen's stick and into the net, but Oscar Steen's shoulder just barely grazes past Sam Montembeault. And according to the rules, that is goaltender interference. Now, do I think that this is grounds for reconsideration about the severity of contact between skater and goalie that designates whether or not something is goaltender interference? Yeah, sure. That's probably a conversation that we should have. It's probably a conversation that's going to be like, if you allow this, it's going to allow so many other things to happen. But yeah, it is a conversation that we could have. Should the Bruins have put themselves in this situation to begin with? No, not in the freaking slightest. And McAvoy, I love you, and this isn't entirely on you. This is entirely on the power play. McAvoy draws two hooking penalties that put us for like 30 seconds on a 4-on-3, and then for the next minute and a half we're on a 5-on-3 power play, and we just completely shit the bed there. We just completely does not compute. This does not compute, Monty. What is going on with our power play where this is not computing? Yes, we scored on the power play immediately after. Fantastic job. You know what else happened? And we didn't score another goal. Which means we go to overtime and oh my god. Okay, I guess it's time to talk about the overtime and whatever. Also, by the way, Sean Monahan, fantastic player. Why were we not covering him for most of the game? He was like, I had written down in my notes, and I know I said that I wasn't going to be taking notes anymore. I made a freaking video about deleting that Google Doc, but I like doing period notes, doing like 1 to 5 bullet points for every period. And I gotta be honest, I was really big on us covering Sean Monahan, and it really felt like we did not want to do that. It was frustrating. It allowed for it really allowed for the Habs to get their foot in the door on this one, and that's all they needed. All they needed was their foot in the door. And what happened? Well, I guess it's time to talk about it. And in overtime, yes, the Bruins had the possession for most of the time, but then Lindholm gets on the ice. And he gets his jockstrap absolutely confiscated. He is dangled until he jerks to the outside. What is with him jerking to the outside? Like, I brought this up during the I know, like, I keep bringing this particular instance up, but on that goal that Leo Carlson, actually no, it wasn't Leo Carlson, it was Mason McTavish, in that Ducks game that we ended up losing in overtime into, he gets he goes to the outside for no reason, and it allows McTavish to score. And what happens here? He goes to the outside. He goes to the outside, finds that he is completely out. He's completely out of position, has to overcorrect, and then what happens? Caden Gooley is right up the gut for the to put the game away. That's pretty much all this game gave us. Yes, this game was frustrating. Yes, the refs sucked. Yes, the Bruins sucked. Both of these can be true. So, where do we go from here? Well, our next game is on Tuesday, I think, against the Buffalo Sabres. And before then, just as a little bit of a plug, tomorrow I am participating in the in week 3 of MBT's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Master Circuit Series on Twitch.tv. Catch me on there. Link is in the description below. I will start streaming around 10:30 in the morning, and I hope to see you guys there. And I hope you guys have a better rest of your night than I'm having. Take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And for those of you who I don't see tomorrow, I'll see you guys Tuesday. Take care.